are facing a tough site.
Are you working out in the cold? Could you use some nice warm food? Then come on down to the Dugout and enjoy one of our many homemade hot meals. Hot soup, hot sandwiches. Our bread is baked fresh every day. Have a pulled pork sandwich, or maybe one of our mouth-melting sweet rolls. Fresh breakfast and lunch served every day. Get out of the cold and get something hot. Down at the Dugout.
Well, it's fun to dine at Taco Time. The service is great and the food is fine. So when you're feeling hungry, look to this sign and bring the family down to Taco Time. You can dine right in or take away. You're pleasantly surprised at the price you pay. The finest food, our own special way. That's Taco Time. We're open every day.
Taco Time at 641 Kirby Lane in Spanish Fork.
Hi, this is Paul Drockton with Drockton, Boyan & Klein. Many of you are worried about paper, and as a result have already invested in gold and silver. Did you know that there's a physical possession IRA where you get all the tax benefits, but you can actually manage where your gold and silver is stored? Why trust a depository where your gold may not be available when you need it? Come to Drockton, Boyan & Klein. Not only do we offer gold and silver.
Are you working out in the cold? Could you use some nice warm food? Then come on down to the Dugout and enjoy one of our many homemade hot meals. Hot soup, hot sandwiches. Our bread is baked fresh every day. Have a pulled pork sandwich, or maybe one of our mouth-melting sweet rolls. Fresh breakfast and lunch served every day. Get out of the cold and get something hot. Down at the Dugout.
Well, it's fun to dine at Taco Time. The service is great and the food is fine. So when you're feeling hungry, look for this sign and bring the family down to Taco Time. You can dine right in or take away. You're pleasantly surprised at the price you pay. The finest food, our own special way. That's Taco Time. We're open every day.
Taco Time at 641 Kirby Lane in Spanish Fork.
To the rack, got it. Gets it to Hall. 4 seconds to play. Oh, wide open. Yes.
Welcome to Spanish Fork 17's coverage of high school basketball. As tonight we have a crosstown rivalry here at Maple Mountain High School, where it's the visiting Spanish Fork Dons and the home team, the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. We'd like to thank our sponsors for bringing this game to you, MVP Sports and the Car Guys. Ryan Pickens alongside Jerry Huffman. And Jerry, we've been talking about it for a little over a week now. We wanted a big electric environment.
We did. Look at the
right now it is packed.
Look at the student section for Maple Mountain, as you can see right there, as Spanish Fork's announced. If that's not a rivalry game, I don't know what is. They got the newspapers up, and I bet you when they announce the Maple Mountain team, the lights are going to go down.
And so right now, such an environment. You look at these two teams, and you look at the seasons they're having, and right now it really looks like, to this point anyway, the Region 8 championship runs through Spanish Fork.
It does. It does. Right now at 4-1, Maple Mountain is on top. And at 3-1, Spanish Fork is right behind them.
So these two games, this one tonight and then the final meeting in about mid to late February over at Spanish Fork, could determine who gets that number 1 seed when it comes to the state tournament up at the D Event Center in Ogden, Utah. As right now, Maple Mountain getting introduced, and this is going to be an electric atmosphere. This is going to be...
I have no idea how this game is going to go. Maple Mountain known for their speed and defense. Spanish Fork known for their size and aggression. It could go either way.
It's going to be very, very interesting. We are just about set Jerry,
I'm excited. I am so excited.
You and I have both, we talked about it before the girls' game when you and I both got here. We've been looking forward to this game all day.
Oh,
much
yeah.
less, really, I think at the conclusion of the Springville game, all of a sudden it hit us exactly how big this game was going to be. And you can tell right now as the lights will come back on, this is about to get very excitement in here as Spanish Fork is in the red. They will start Taylor Anderson, number 4, Benson Rees, number 44, Hunter Schofield, number 34, Parker Bowman, and I know there's one, and number 32, Connor Anderson. Maple Mountain goes with Cade Polson, Jaron Hall, Sam Cromanhook, Abe Durant, and Jake Dixon. And the tip is won by Maple Mountain and Sam Cromanhook. Polson for 3, got it!
Oh, Cade Polson.
A great way to start as Polson gets on the board.
Wants to send that message early. I tell you, how does Cromanhook win the tip? Every time. Maple Mountain coming off a big win against Springville, and Spanish Fork. Oh, as Jaron Hall stepped in front of the pass, and Golden Eagles push. But Spanish Fork coming off a heartbreaking loss to Timpville.
Polson hits another one.
Oh my gosh, Cade Polson.
6 points early on.
El Fuego.
And a early 6-0 lead for Maple Mountain. Up at the top, in the middle, it's Hunter Schofield. Kicks it out, 3 for Taylor Anderson is off. Rebound goes to Cade Polson, and the Golden Eagles will look to push it in the front court.
So Cade Polson, early vote for Maple MVP Sports, MVP of the game.
Hall to the basket, couldn't get it to go. Taylor Anderson. And we're going to get an early foul against Abe Durant. It looks like and right now, this environment, I think, has just went from being, okay, it's game time, to, okay, it's actually here. The game is actually here.
There is no place I'd rather be right now. This is why I do this kind of thing.
Taylor Anderson over to Parker Bowman, number 34. Bowman back up to Rees at the top, number 4. Rees guarded by Jake Dixon. Rees looking to do something with it. Gets it to Hunter Schofield. He puts it on the floor. Gets it over in the corner. Drive for Bowman. Baseline gets blocked. And Cromanhook gets it for Maple Mountain.
Cade Polson is everywhere.
Durant into the front court. And it's knocked away by number 32, Connor Anderson. And will stay right here with Maple Mountain.
Abe Durant has no business bringing that ball up the court.
6-0 Maple Mountain. Jake Dixon set to inbound right in front of the Spanish Fork bench. People still filing in here. Inbound the basketball. Jake Dixon gets it at the top.
Oh, great play. Great screen by Hall. Freeing Durant for the layup.
Durant was wide open. Maple Mountain off to a quick 8-0 start. Have to wonder if Coach Jesse Roberts might think about a timeout. Cromanhook reaches in and almost gets the steal. Knocks it into the backcourt. Dixon still fighting Parker Bowman for it.
Maple Mountain known for defense.
Schofield for 3 is off. Rebound tipped around. Hall with it. Up ahead. Dixon, and he overthrew Jake Dixon. And goes right into what appeared to be a little girl walking along behind the cheerleaders here.
Let's hope she's okay.
And so
someone buy her a candy bar or something.
And Benson Rees, number 4, brings the basketball up. Rees tries to get it inside. Here's Schofield backing down.
Oh, blocked by Polson again.
Right there it is. Anderson couldn't get it to go. Back the other way, it's Cade Polson. Polson all the way to the basket, gets fouled on the way up, and it'll probably be on the ground, and that looks to be Connor Anderson, number 32. And it will be Connor Anderson's first.
So Cade Polson with 2 blocks and 2 threes.
The Car Guys instant replay. Cromanhook doesn't get the charge, and then Polson just looks to run. Woo! Cade Polson to go to the line where he will shoot 2.
The higher pressure the game, the better Cade Polson is.
And the free throw on its way is good. It's 9-0 Maple Mountain. Polson with 7 in the first about 2.5 minutes. They say big players know the stage to step up. And Polson gets the second one as well. 10-0 Maple Mountain. Up at the top, Rees against Dixon. Gets it over. Here's Connor Anderson, number 32. Number 10, Jason Money, now checking in the ball game for Spanish Fork.
Long three-pointer.
And
Hunter Schofield.
Basket good for Schofield.
That's only a 2.
So Spanish Fork's on the board here. 5 minutes to play, first quarter. Durant gives it back to Cade Polson. Polson over to Jaron Hall. And knocking it out of bounds was Benson Rees, number 4. And the ball will stay here with Maple Mountain. A very loud environment here as Jake Dixon inbounds to Sam Cromanhook. Jason Money now guarding Cade Polson. Dixon drops it off. Durant, baseline drive. Dixon opposite corner, draws the double, drives, floats it up short. Rebound going to be controlled by Schofield. And here comes Spanish Fork. For the jumper, and that one's off there by Rees.
Follow your shot. Follow your shot.
Dixon all the way lays it in.
Jake Dixon with the left hand from the right side.
Cross-court pass. Here's Schofield, and we're going to get a foul, and that's going to be
foul.
Cade Polson. As we see Jake Dixon there on the Car Guys instant replay, just switch hands and kiss it off the glass.
He is a natural lefty.
Set to inbound for Spanish Fork, Benson Rees. Rees gets it in to Taylor Anderson. Here's Schofield. Again for a long 2 is off. And Bryson Anderson corrals the rebound. Anderson had a good game against Springville the other night. And he'll look to attack. Kicks it out. Dixon for 3. And that one's off. And the rebound there goes to Connor Anderson. Rees into the front court. Here's Schofield against Cromanhook. Fadeaway jumper's good.
That kid is good.
Schofield's going to have a big game for Spanish Fork tonight.
Schofield averages about 18 points a game. He's got all of Spanish Fork's points here in the first quarter.
Jaron Hall takes a deep 3, left it short. Anderson with the save, and saves it to Polson, who takes a long 2, and it's good.
Hey, Polson 100% from the floor.
Never giving up on that play right there was Bryson Anderson. Rees gets the basketball, almost knocked away. Baseline drive, there's the kick. Schofield hands it to Rees. Rees against Dixon, steps through, kicks it in the corner. Taylor Anderson gets the 3. Maple Mountain going quickly the other way. Here's Hall, and we're going to get a foul here, and that's going to go against Benson Rees.
Maple Mountain likes to push. Matter of fact, Spanish Fork does as well. It's going to be a very up-tempo game.
We do want to thank MVP Sports for sponsoring the MVP Sports Player of the Game. Stay tuned at the conclusion of our broadcast, where we'll name the MVP Sports Players of the Game tonight. So we'll have one for Maple Mountain, one for Spanish Fork. Bryson Anderson tees up a 3 and hits.
Oh, my goodness.
And Maple Mountain extends their lead back to 10. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hunter Schofield, number 44, with the basketball. Sends it over to Jason Money. Back to the top of the key with Rees. Rees over, here's Money. He thought about it. He'll give it to Schofield in the corner. That one's well off. Loose ball tipped around. Out to Rees. Rees attacks the basket, leaves it for Money, who lays it in.
Jason Money. Right place, right time.
Bryson Anderson has the basketball at the top. Here's Hall in the middle to Cromanhook. Cross-court pass, Polson for 3.
Oh,
good!
My gosh, Cade Polson.
13 of the Maple Mountain 20 points in the first quarter have gone to Cade Polson.
That's a bad man.
Dixon almost gets the steal. Rees to the basket. Kicks it out. Here's Hunter Schofield for 3. That one's good.
Shot, Hunter Schofield.
Schofield with 7 of the Spanish Fork 11.
So the 2 leading scorers for each team doing their job.
Hall with the basketball. Larry number 1.
The field general.
In the middle, Cromanhook kicks it out. Hall for 3.
Off.
And that one's well off again. That's the second one, and that one will come over by us. Give the assist there, Jerry.
I did.
We'll put that in the stat book for you. Jerry Huffman, 1 assist on the night. Now, the key thing, Jerry, is if you can find a way to score a basket from here. But, I mean, who would that count for? Well,
I'll make Jake Dixon my proxy.
Benson Reeves, number 4, has the basketball, and he brings it up into the front court. Gets it over to Jason Money.
Oh.
Money left wide open.
Wide open.
Here's Schofield. Baseline runs over Cromanhook. Offensive foul. And that will be the first against Hunter Schofield. He just turned and just nailed Sam Cromanhook.
Hey, Sam Cromanhook got an iron jaw. He'll take that every day.
We do want to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring instant replays like that last one you just saw. You can visit the Car Guys at 872 North Main Street in Spanish Fork. So 20 to 12 in favor of Maple Mountain. Garrett Griffin in the ball game now for Maple Mountain. He pops to the opposite corner. Dixon with the basketball, gets it inside, and a backhanded layup for Dawson Butler. Under a minute to go, first quarter. Schofield with the basketball, attacks the basket, drops it back, a long two is short. Dixon pulls the rebound.
And immediately runs. It's a
Dixon
1-on-5.
All the way, too hard on the layup, finds his way to get his own rebound. Tries to get it back to Anderson. The ball's tipped into the backcourt. Anderson will run it down with 32 to play. And a reach-in foul against Taylor Anderson is going to be the 4th team foul and his first. And those are the fouls, if you're head coach Jesse Roberts, that could drive you a little nuts as Tanner Argyle, number 3, heads to the table to check in for Spanish Fork.
Tanner Argyle has been a great addition off the bench, really sparking the Spanish Fork team.
Maple Mountain looks to be content to hold for the final shot. Anderson with the basketball at the top. 15 before the quarter ends. Trying to get it to Polson. They will. Why not? Polson's had quite a first quarter with 13 points. Gets it in the corner. Anderson for 3. Good!
Oh, my goodness.
With 2 seconds on the clock. Spanish Fork trying to hurry, and they won't get a shot off. A big first quarter here and an exciting atmosphere.
5 threes for Maple Mountain, 3 from Polson and 2 from Anderson.
Bryson Anderson hitting the big 3 there, but 2 words in the first half, in the first quarter, it was Cade Polson. You're watching high school basketball on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
Home, commercial, and so much more.
We had a devastating fire. I called Tim at 4 a.m. and he came over and American Family Insurance took care of everything.
We suffered water damage in our home. Tim and American Family Insurance took care of everything. American Family Insurance is rated and policy purchase experience.
Let my family help your family. Save money on your insurance needs.
American Family Insurance.
Back here at Maple Mountain High School, Spanish Fork 17's coverage as it's the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles 25 and the Spanish Fork Dons 12. The winner of this has first place in Region 8. And we'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, the Car Guys, and also MVP Sports for helping make this broadcast possible in such an exciting atmosphere here as the Spanish Fork Dons will start with the basketball. Ryan Pickens alongside Jerry Huffman. And we get ready with Benson Reeves bringing the basketball up for Spanish Fork. Reeves goes around Griffin, gets it in. Schofield lays it in.
He's tall.
Hunter Schofield with 9 points for Spanish Fork. Anderson all the way to the basket, leaves it to Griffin, and that couldn't go. Gets his own rebound. It's Dawson Butler with the layup.
You were working hard underneath, had it knocked away, got it back, put it up, and in.
A turnover turns into a layup. Here's Schofield guarded by Cromanhook. Argyle around the screen. Here's Parker Bowman. We're going to get a foul. Looks like it's Dawson Butler. Looks like they're going to say he just kind of held him going around the screen.
That hand check foul is going to be called all night long.
We'll see here if this one's called tight. With it being a rivalry game, you wonder if the officials might not call things a little more tight.
Yeah,
I mean, it could go either way.
I think they are going to try and keep it a little bit tight. As Hall comes in and Polson goes out and takes a breather.
Reeves Spins around Griffin, floats one short in the lane. Griffin gets his own rebound. Loose ball is going to be knocked. Kromenhoek comes and saves it for Maple Mountain.
Look at that hustle, both teams.
Bryson Anderson with the basketball. Over, and he overthrows Garrett Griffin, and that'll be a turnover. Excitement here, 6:51 to go in the second quarter. And Benson Reese brings the basketball up for Spanish Fork.
I would feed Schofield all day, every day if I'm Spanish Fork.
Reese does get it into Schofield against Kromenhoek. Turnaround, fadeaway jumper, good.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Hunter Schofield, 11 points, leads Spanish Fork in scoring.
Bryson Anderson comes with the basketball for Maple Mountain, gets it over to Garrett Griffin. Griffin to Kromenhoek. Kromenhoek try to get into Hall. Dawson Butler, and that's going to come down.
That's 2 assists.
2 assists for Jerry Huffman here. Court side right now, and that one they're going to say goes off of Spanish Fork, and it's going to stay here with Maple Mountain.
I don't think the Spanish Fork crowd agrees with that.
Garrett Griffin set to inbound the basketball, looking to get it in. Butler in the corner around Schofield with the basket, lays it up, and they get stuck in the standard. And it will be a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Maple Mountain.
I thought Dawson Butler might throw that down with the left hand.
And Jason Money, number 10, back into the table. He'll check in for Spanish Fork.
So possession stays with Maple Mountain.
And Hunter Schofield will go take a quick breather. Garrett Griffin inbound for Maple Mountain. Looking to try to get it in. He's got to hurry. Gets it into Butler. Butler gives it back to Griffin around the screen. Looking, here's Bryson Anderson. Anderson right around Parker Bowman. Floats it up, no. Loose ball, rebound goes to Spanish Fork and Parker Bowman.
I'll tell you, they're letting him play underneath. Maybe not up top.
Argyle gets almost blocked by Hall, but he loses the ball out of bounds.
They're giving that to Maple Mountain.
I'll be honest.
I thought Hall got a piece of it.
And I thought Hall should have been called for even a blocking foul there, potentially.
Well, they're letting him play underneath, maybe not up top.
Butler with the basketball over. Here's Anderson for a jumper. That one's off. And Money right there to pull the rebound for Spanish Fork.
So both teams quiet here in the second quarter.
Benson Reese with the basketball. Spin moves past Griffin, floats it up, and that one just didn't roll in. Loose ball here. We're going to foul, and I believe they're going to get Sam Kromenhoek.
Sam Kromenhoek trying to pick Jason Money's pocket. Gets caught.
And they're going to get Bryson Anderson, not Sam Kromenhoek.
Switch it on my score sheet.
5:33 here, set to inbound is Reese, gets it in. Parker Bowman, he'll pop up a three. That one's long. Kromenhoek there for the rebound, but this is going to be a foul, I believe, against Spanish Fork, and that's going to go against number 10, Jason Money. No. They're going to get Maple Mountain for the foul, get Jaron Hall. I thought for sure they pointed to Money. The lob for Schofield, he catches it, tries to tip it in, but couldn't. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay here with Spanish Fork. Benson Reese set to inbound. Gets it into Schofield. Here's Money at the top.
So Schofield back in. You know, coach didn't want to leave him out for long.
Cade Polson back in for Maple Mountain. Bowman drops it back to Money. Money gives it Reese, going to pop up a three. That one's long. Long rebound, going to be saved by Schofield.
He's going to shoot it.
Schofield along two is off. Rebound goes there to Anderson. Schofield down the lane, and that's an offensive foul against Schofield.
Oh, they call it an offensive foul. That's 2 fouls on Hunter Schofield as Bryson Anderson. They say he had position underneath.
And Schofield looks, and he's gonna come out here for a second with his second personal, and that could be huge because that could put him on the bench for the rest of the quarter. Jaron Hall with the basketball for Maple Mountain brings it up. Gets a screen from Anderson. Hall's going all the way. Lays it up. No, couldn't get it to go. Loose rebound. Controlled by Taylor Anderson. Parker Bowman with the basketball. Spins around Dixon. Lays it up and in. Parker Bowman's first bucket of the night. Back the other way. The shot is missed. Reese and Spanish Fork going to run. Reese with the basketball, gets it out to Money.
So first miss by Cade Polson. There's an air ball.
Taylor Anderson with the basketball over to Parker Bowman. Bowman against Cromanhook, and that goes, is going to be a kicking call against Sam Cromanhook. We do want to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring tonight, the Car Guys Instant Replays that you will enjoy throughout the game. We also want to thank as well MVP Sports at the conclusion of the game tonight. We'll have our MVP Sports players of the game. We'll name one from each team tonight. Reset to inbound, gets it in. And Spanish Fork has Parker Bowman with the basketball. Reese will come get it with 4:08 to go in the second. Jake Dixon reaches
steals
in.
it. Oh, almost had it.
Almost came away with it, but didn't.
He's got very fast hands.
They inbound it all the way into the backcourt for Taylor Anderson. And right here, Anderson with the basketball. Over to Connor Anderson. Back to Taylor Anderson. Taylor Anderson trying to get around Hall. Here's Money for a free throw line jumper, and that's Money in the bank for two.
Money in the bank. I like that.
As Cade Polson goes right around Money on the other end, and he's going to pick up a foul. So that will be Jason Money's second personal. Be the 16th foul against Spanish Fork. As Jason Money's drawing the defensive assignment against Cade Polson. Dixon set to inbound the basketball. Got to get it in.
Got to get it in.
Gets it in.
Uses every bit of that 5 seconds.
Here's Polson against Money. Kicks it in the corner. Here's a three for Dixon, and that one's long. Loose ball going to be rebounded, and now timeout Spanish Fork. So before Cromanhook could grab the ball, Jesse Roberts gets a timeout in for the Dons.
Smart call by Coach Roberts.
And they'll take a quick 30-second timeout here.
So the Dons are within 7. 3 minutes left to go in the half.
It's been a very quick first half, very exciting. And right now, I mean, when you look at what Maple Mountain's been doing, the Golden Eagles have put themselves in an opportunity where...
Well, they've kind of cooled off here in the second quarter.
Yeah. They've cooled off, and Spanish Fork slowly but surely kind of fighting their way back in it. It could come down to Hunter Schofield against Cade Polson tonight.
You know, Cade Polson started out hot. He 100% had 3 threes. You know, I think if I'm and coaching from the sideline, you know, I think if I'm Coach Averitt, I'd keep him in until he missed a shot, and then pull him out instead of put him on the bench and let him get cold. But hey, I'm armchair quarterbacking. Or armchair.
I'm not sure how that would be, you know. Benson,
armchair basketballing.
We'll go with it. Sounds good to me, Jerry. Benson Reese, number 4, with the basketball, guarded by Jake Dixon. Here's Connor Anderson, gets in the middle, backdoor for Jason Money, who lays it in.
Jason Money with 6 points.
Hall right back the other way, tries to take it, lost the Money, but it's saved by Durant as he whipped into the sky to knock it down, but the Dons come away with it. Money back, here's a 3 for Reese, good! Benson Reese, and timeout Maple Mountain.
2-point lead for Maple Mountain.
And they've quickly just kind of got their way back in this. And Coach Averitt will take a 30-second timeout. In fact, we're going to now, looks like, change that maybe even to a full. With 2:42 to go, and the momentum has shifted, Jerry, from one side of the gym back over to our corner here, surrounded by the Maple Mountain, or the Spanish Fork student section. And that's pretty packed up there.
It is, and electrified with that 3-point by Benson Reese.
What are you saying for Coach Averitt right now in the huddle?
I'd say stay steady. Stay steady. We knew they're going to make a run. Just play our ball game.
27-25, 2:42 to go before halftime here at Maple Mountain High School. Spanish Fork and Maple Mountain, the winner, will lead Region 8 at the end of the night. And the team that loses could find themselves, honestly, in the middle of Region 8, depending on the other results tonight. Jaron Hall with the basketball, number 1, gets it over to Cade Polson. Polson thought about it, tries to go around Money, floats up a shot, bank, couldn't go. Durant gets the ball, steps through, and we're going to have a foul on the ground.
Foul down low before the shot.
And they're going to get Connor Anderson, number 32.
It's his second.
And so now 17 fouls, so Maple Mountain's going to head to shoot 1-1 as you see the Car Guys instant replay. Parker Bowman and Spanish Fork wanting to travel, but it looks like the hold there
close.
Kind of got there first. Durant can't get the free throw to go. Money pulls the rebound for Spanish Fork.
Now, free throws are going to be huge in this game.
And the Dons a chance to tie or take their first lead of the night. Reese down the lane. Trick shot, couldn't get it to go. Hall pulls the rebound.
Looks like Cromanhook might have got a piece of that one on the way up.
Here's Jake Dixon for 3. And that one rattled in and out. Loose ball going to be controlled by Spanish Fork. Reese into the front court. Drops it inside. Money goes up, gets the layup. He's got 8.
I would think someone needs to put a body on him.
27-27. Durant inside against Connor Anderson. Back out. Bowman almost knocked it, but Cromanhook's there. Durant goes right around Connor Anderson, lays it up and in.
Big basket by Egg Durant.
A big bucket there. 29-27. 1:24 to go, first half. Taylor Anderson with the basketball. Over to Reese, guarded by Dixon. Reese tries to go around Dixon, and Dixon's going to get the foul.
Well, things might be getting a little chippy out there, too.
And that's going to be the first against Jake Dixon, 6th team foul.
So Egg Durant out, and Bryson Anderson in.
29-27. The inbound will go all the way to the backcourt, where Benson Reese will bring the basketball up with 1:07 to play, first half. Spanish Fork spreading the court. Everyone at the 4 corners, they will look like they will hold for the final shot.
That's smart. With only 2 points down, have a chance to tie it or even go into the locker room with a lead.
Reese trying to get around Dixon, tries to
Blocked
get inside.
by Cromanhook.
Throws it away, up ahead. Hall on the other end, lays it in.
Wow. Very awkward shot that goes in, and Jaron Hall is on the board.
Extends the Maple Mountain lead to 4. 34 seconds to play in the first half. Parker Bowman goes around Cade Polson, gets in the lane, kicks it out. Down the lane, almost losing it. Gets it back, here's Bowman. Down the lane, steps through, lays it in. Bowman's got 4.
Where's Schofield at the end of the half? It looks like Maple Mountain will settle for the last shot.
Hall with the basketball at the top. 4 to shoot. Trying to get it to Polson. Polson steps around Money, gets inside, loses the ball out of bounds, and they'll give it to Spanish Fork with 1 second on the clock.
Benson Reese steps in and knocks it off of Polson. Outstanding defense by the Dons. And he will just hold it in the corner.
And at the end of the first half here from Maple Mountain High School, what looked to be a game where Maple Mountain was in full control. Slowly but surely, Spanish Fork fights their way back. At the end of the first half for Maple Mountain High School, it's the Golden Eagles 31, the Dons 29. You're watching high school basketball on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
Maple Creek Home Health and Hospice. I've been a nurse for over 30 years and provided hospice care to patients and their families in Utah County as well as Salt Lake County.
I'm Loretta Williams, and this is my mother. If it wasn't for Karma, I don't know where we'd be.
Anyone that comes my way, I've already told them they should see Karma.
If you or a loved one are facing a terminal illness,
Fresh cut lettuce, perfectly sized vegetables, all the things you need for a fine salad. Fresh baked breads and pastries, cinnamon rolls to drool for, home-styled sandwiches that will please any appetite. Is this some new gourmet restaurant in town? Nope, it's all right here at the Dugout. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Dugout hits a home run. The Dugout, located next to the ballpark and the fairgrounds in Spanish.
We welcome you back to Maple Mountain High School, where halftime is almost over, and
this game has lived up to the hype. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think coming in, this is kind of what we expected even out of the first game, the girls' game, which Maple Mountain won. We have this close game. There's 16 minutes it's going to be on that clock, and right now, I mean, it could be almost anybody's win at this point. Right now, you look at the first half the Spanish Fork Dons had. They got off to a very slow start. They get down early. They watch the Kate Polson show for the first 8 minutes. But then slowly, a few baskets here and a few baskets here, and they're back in it, only down 2 at the half.
I think I have to give the momentum still to Spanish Fork. You come back from a deficit like that, that has to carry you, even down by 2, into the locker room, saying, hey, we have this. We know we can hang with them. They're going to go on a run. We'll be able to hang right with them. And on the other side, Maple Mountain tell you guys, stay steady, keep playing our ball game. We're going to make a run. Spanish Fork's going to make their run. So, I don't know, anybody's ball game.
You talk about how it could be a game of runs sometimes. This could come down to which team prevents the other from having that big run, and it could come down to who scores more, Hunter Schofield or Kate Polson.
You know what? Kate Polson started out hot, but then kind of cooled off in the second quarter. Hunter Schofield, he was steady. You cannot stop Hunter Schofield. So that edge I would give to Spanish Fork right now, even though Cade Polson is leading all scorers with 13 points. So we'll see.
We'll see coming up here in the second half if Cade Polson can light the fire for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Once again at halftime, Maple Mountain 31, Spanish Fork 29. You're watching high school basketball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
Auto, home, commercial, and so much more.
Both my car and my home are covered by American Family, and I love the savings.
I couldn't be happier with the way I've been treated by Tim at American Family Insurance. I'm not just a number, I'm Jack.
Tim Shanto in Spanish Fork has received the Distinguished Agency Award for the past 7 years for his level of customer service.
Let my family help your family. Save money on your insurance needs.
American Family Insurance.
Here at Drockton and Bullion & Coin, we are here for all of your gold and silver needs. We sell silver rounds, highest quality, highest purity, and you don't have to worry about whether they're certified because they are. We also sell collectible gold coins, gold bullion, Morgan silver dollars, our specialty silver rounds like this baseball. Everything you could think about is available through Drockton Bullion & Coin right here in Spanish Fork.
My name is Karma Karsten, the owner of Maple Creek Home Health and Hospice. Maple Creek provides care for those facing a life-limiting illness in the comfort of their own home. Assessing someone's situation and their specific disease and the medications that's required takes experience. We at Maple Creek have that experience. Medicare pays 100% for all hospice services. There are no complicated forms for you to fill out. If you or a loved one are facing a terminal illness,
Voted 2014 Valley Magazine Automotive.
What's going on today?
Oh, they're just here for the free Wi-Fi.
I've got Australia.
That smell like bacon. Well, because everybody loves bacon.
Boy, it sure smells good in here. Is that bacon?
Bring home more bacon. In other words, spend less with the Dickerson Automotive Deal of the Month. Call for our specials or visit our website.
At Dickerson Automotive, we're committed to the finest repairs with personal care.
I trust Dickerson Automotive, and you can too.
Dickerson Automotive, way north on Main in Spanish Fork.
High school basketball here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. There's the student section for Maple Mountain. Just a few short seconds ago before we came back, both student sections jumping, and it's going to be quite the second half here from Maple Mountain High School. The Spanish Fork student section has their big flag all ready to go. And everyone, I think, is ready to go for an exciting second half. We'd like to thank high school basketball sponsors here on the Spanish Fork Community Network, the Car Guys for sponsoring the Car Guys Instant Replay, and MVP Sports for sponsoring the MVP Sports Player of the Game. Once again, I'm Ryan Pickens alongside Jerry Huffman. And Jerry, one of those things, let's settle in, let's put on our seatbelts because we're in for quite the second half.
I don't think there's anyone in this auditorium under the age of 19 that is sitting down.
A drive baseline for the Dons. Here's Parker Bowman for three in the lead. It's good. And the Dons have their first lead of the night. Jaron Hall into the front court for Maple Mountain. Jake Dixon with the basketball in the corner. Dixon guarded by Reese. He'll go right to the basket. Dixon banks it in too strong. Reese will bring it up in the front court for Spanish Fork.
You know, thought Anderson with his back turn could go by Reese and just lay it up.
Reese with the basketball, guarded by Dixon. Gets it into the hands of Taylor Anderson. Anderson goes around his screen. Here's Schofield. Kicks it in the corner to Connor Anderson. A three up top. It's good for Taylor Anderson.
So the tides have turned. Three's now falling for Spanish Fork.
And the Dons have now a 2-possession lead at 35-31. Durant puts the basketball on the ground, kicks in the corner, Kroman hook. That one couldn't go, and the ball tipped around and controlled. Outlets pass, down court, Connor Anderson. And that's going to be lost. Here's Jaron Hall with the steal and a foul in the backcourt. And this one's going to go.
That's going to go on 32. Connor Anderson reaching up from his laying down position.
And the first team foul here.
That's 3 on Anderson. That's going to be a big factor.
That's the first team foul of the second half.
As Anderson is their defensive specialist inside.
Jaron Hall brings the basketball up, gets it over. Here's Cade Polson around a Kroman hook screen.
He immediately draws a double team.
Polson pulls up and left the 3 short. Schofield with the rebound for Spanish Fort.
Follow your shot. If he would have followed his shot, he would have had an easy layup.
Reese with the basketball, try to get it inside, ball knocked away. Here's Taylor Anderson on the drive, floats it up, no. Polson pulls the rebound. Jason Money on Polson most of the night tonight. Polson loses the ball. Kroman hook there with the save. Here's Durant. Kicks it out to Dixon on the drive. Dixon throws it away. It's intercepted by Taylor Anderson. Anderson up ahead to Schofield. Schofield puts it on the deck, floats it up and in.
And Schofield getting away with a carry there, kind of stutter step.
And a 6-point lead building now for Spanish Fort. Dixon with the basketball, Kroman hook in the high post. Polson against Money to the basket. There's a foul. And that's going to be, I think, against Jason Money.
It looks like he might have twisted an ankle. Polson, as he came down, kind of awkward.
And that's the 3rd foul against Jason Money.
Is that 3 on Money? I got 2.
I had 3, but board has 2, so we're going to say that Ryan's incorrect, and the board is right. And they're going to give it, will be a shooting foul, so Polson goes to line for a big pair of free throws. And he missed the first one, missed it long. 5:36 to go, 3rd quarter, 37-31. Spanish Fork, 8 points to open up this 3rd quarter.
So Golden Eagles now 50% from the line.
And Polson hits the big free throw here. He's now got 14. Parker Bowman, number 34, corrals the basketball. Kroman hook with a near steal. Schofield throws it away, trying to get it over to Jason Money. And that will be a turnover, and that's the sort of defense we've seen from Maple Mountain all year long, Jerry.
And they're gonna need to keep that up.
Jaron Hall brings the basketball up. Here's Kroman hook in the corner, trying to get it to Cade Polson. Kroman hook drops it back, Hall to the basket. A whistle blows on a blocking foul against Spanish Fort.
That's a late call, but that's 3 on Schofield. As he tries to slide under Hall. It was almost a no call, but he had to call something when bodies flying all over like that.
And Schofield, you can tell,
he was sliding, but
he's not quite set. That other foot wasn't in a calm position. Polson for 3, and he hit.
Pop. Catch and shoot.
Big 3 for Polson. Back the other way. Anderson couldn't get it to go. Kroman hook with the rebound, and here comes Jake Dixon. Moving the basketball at the top. Kroman hook over to Durant. Durant with the basketball. Here's Dixon. Kroman hook nearly saves it. Here's Hall cutting to the basket. Floats it up. No foul call.
No call.
Bowman over to Taylor Anderson. Anderson drops it to Money for a layup.
And Money continues to be unguarded underneath. 10 points for Money.
Jaron Hall with the basketball. Bryson Anderson to the table to check in. Abe Durant gets it to Polson. Polson against Money on the drive, and there's going to be a foul.
There's the hand check. There's the 3rd on Money.
And that's the 4th team foul against Spanish Fork with 4:16 to go in the 3rd.
A little lopsided on the fouls. 4 for Spanish Fork. None for Maple Mountain here in the second half. So it looks like that's the game plan for the Golden Eagles. Try and take it inside and then kick it out.
Here's Polson for 3 again, and it's good.
Hey, Polson. Catch and shoot.
And it brings Maple Mountain back within one with 4:06 to go in the third quarter.
So 20 points for Cade Polson.
Schofield playing with 3. In the corner, here's Money. Money gets it back to Reese, who will bring it back out top. 1 point game. Parker Bowman in the corner to Taylor Anderson. Back to Reese. Here's Anderson in the corner trying to get around Hall. Schofield puts it on the deck around Kromenhoek. Spins. Right hook. No. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Cade Polson. Polson into the front court for Maple Mountain, and there's going to be a traveling violation, and that's a turnover. Not what you wanted there, as you had numbers and a chance to run.
You had a chance to take the lead there. Can't turn that ball over.
Jason Money will come out. Tobiasen, number 35, Jax Tobiasen in for Spanish Fork. So Spanish Fork now going with some size. Jake Dixon reaches in and steals it. He's dribbling up ahead. He's got Anderson with him. Lays it up off the glass and it didn't go in.
Just too hard and tracks down the rebound. Tipped out by Hall.
Cross-court pass. Anderson for 3 in the lead.
It's
long. And Dixon, and that's going to go off of Spanish Fork and stay here with Maple Mountain.
I think Argyle might have got a piece of that out of bounds. Maple Mountain ball.
3:06 to go. Third quarter, a 1 point game. This is the sort of game you'd expect when two rivals play each other.
Well, multiple chances for the Golden Eagles to take the lead.
Hall with the basketball, dribbles back to the top. They'll set up their offense. Spanish Fork going in a 2-3 zone. Maybe a little dangerous with the way Maple Mountain shot the basketball tonight. Anderson.
I'm sure as soon as Cade Polson, if they even think about giving it to Polson, they're going to collapse on him.
That ball's tipped. Hall steps down the lane, kicks it out. Dixon thought about the 3. He'll give it to Polson.
Dixon feeling a little gun shy.
Polson kicks it out. Here's Hall for 3.
Oh,
it's good.
Jaron Hall.
And Maple Mountain back up 2 with 2:23 to go in the third.
Ooh, when it rains, it pours for each team.
A game of runs, like we said at halftime, Jerry, it would come down to. Reese down the lane, kicks it out. Taylor Anderson with the basketball. Bowman looking inside.
If that was a clean pass, I think Anderson would have tried a 3-pointer of his own.
Reese misses, it just hits glass. Up ahead, here's Hall, catches it, lays it up, counts the basket and the foul. And Bryson Anderson wants the student section up on their feet like they've been all game long. And momentum again has shifted here at Maple Mountain High School.
Looks like Dixon and Kromenhoek are coming out. Durant and Griffin coming in.
And Parker Bowman picking up the foul. And that's the 5th team foul against Spanish Fork. We do want to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring tonight's Car Guys Instant Replay, and for MVP Sports for sponsoring the MVP Sports Player of the Game. Or tonight, pluralized Players of the Game. Hall set the line, hits the free throw.
So quiet 8 points for Jaron Hall. I guess not so quiet with 2 threes of different types.
5-point lead for Maple Mountain. Here's Taylor Anderson. Anderson with the basketball. Cross-court pass to Parker Bowman. Bowman guarded by Polson.
He will shoot that 3.
Drops it inside. Tobiasen. Here's Bowman for 3. That one's off. Ball's tipped around, and it's going to go to Spanish Fork.
So it looks like Tobiasen might have got a piece of that.
Bryson Anderson pleading his case with the official, but at the end of the day, we'll see here on the Car Guys Instant Replay. It does look like Anderson's hand. It was last touched. Parker Bowman, number 34, gets it in the corner. They drop it inside Schofield. The banking's good. 15 for Hunter Schofield.
That's who Spanish Fork should be feeding.
Hall with the basketball around the Anderson screen. Hall splits the defense, kicks it out. Durant for 3. Good! On a night like tonight, you wouldn't expect that to go in, and Maple Mountain by 6. Bowman with the basketball, trying to get around Polson.
I think we're on course to be in the 70s.
Schofield trying to get around Durant, but dribbles it off of Durant's leg. And it will stay here with Spanish Fork with 57 seconds to go in the quarter. Cross-court pass. Austin Thur in the ball game, but Reese is fouled to count the basket. A chance for a 4-point play from Benson Reese.
Benson Reese has 27 three-pointers on the year. You know he's going to shoot that.
And Garrett Griffin the foul. Jaron Hall's going to take a seat. Caleb Johnson in off the bench. And on the Car Guys instant replay, that's just not a foul you want to see at that time. Reese at the line. The free throw is good.
So 2 threes and a free throw for Benson Reese.
47-45. 45 seconds to play third quarter. Johnson around the screen. Trying to get around him. Gets it in the middle. Here's Durant. Durant in the high post against Schofield. Backs him down. Tries to get it up. Couldn't go. And they're going to get a foul against Abe Durant for a reach.
Kind of looked like a frustration foul by Abe Durant.
Second personal against Durant. Second team foul. And Spanish Fork with 30 seconds to go in the quarter. You wonder if they're going to hold for the final shot. And we'll see here. It looks like they're Jesse Roberts, the Spanish Fork head coach, holding up one. So they're probably going to play for the final shot of the third quarter.
I would get it inside to Schofield.
Schofield on the perimeter on the high post. Gets a screen. Reese drops it to Schofield. Back to Reese for three in the lead. It's good.
So a two-man ball game.
Johnson at the buzzer. Just put it a little too high. And what a game. What a third quarter. A game of runs. Spanish Fork goes on one. Maple Mountain comes back. And at the end of three, it's Spanish Fork 48, Maple Mountain 47. Who's going to get that one final run? We'll find out after the break on Spanish Fork, Channel 17.
Are you working out in the cold? Could you use some nice warm food? Then come on down to the Dugout and enjoy one of our many homemade hot meals. Hot soup, hot sandwiches. Our bread is baked fresh every day. Have a pulled pork sandwich, or maybe one of our mouth-melting sweet rolls. Fresh breakfast and lunch served every day. Get out of the cold and get something hot. Down at the Dugout.
Here on Spanish Fork Community Network tonight, the start of the fourth quarter at Maple Mountain High School, where it's the Spanish Fork Dons and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles, where right now Spanish Fork leads at 48-47. We'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, the Car Guys, for sponsoring the Car Guys Instant Replay, and MVP Sports for sponsoring the MVP Sports of the game. And Caleb Johnson for Maple Mountain brings the basketball up, gets it over to Cade Polson, guarded by Schofield. Polson for three.
Oh,
good.
My goodness.
Polson wants that MVP Sports Player of the game.
He does. And right over the candidate for Spanish Fork, Schofield.
Three in the corner. Thur missed that one. Dixon pulls the rebound. He'll run. Dixon all the way to the basket, lays it up, missed it. And there's going to be a foul in the backcourt against Caleb Johnson, number 12. And that's going to be his first.
So as hard as Dixon's been working all game, he has 2 points. It's a little too hard off the glass every time. Everything he does, it's full speed.
50-48. What a game. What a finish we have coming for you here.
This is the kind of game you expect for the region championship.
Reese for three. Got it. Benson Reese with 13 points. And the Dons retake a 1-point lead. Johnson trying to get around Reese. Gets it to Polson. Polson guarded by Bowman. Polson for three in the lead. That one's off. Rebound inside goes to Schofield. Got to admire the effort from Caleb Johnson to go up for that one. Reese down the lane. Turns it over. Here's Polson. Polson steps through. He's looking to run into the front court.
Oh, nice
Dixon
pass.
and an offensive foul. And Polson's not happy about it.
That's Polson's first foul. And a dangerous move by Schofield with 3 fouls.
We'll see here on the Car Guys Instant Replay.
Judgment call.
The block and the blocker, the charge is one of probably the most difficult calls for the officials to make. Schofield with it in the high post. Gets it over to Reese. Reese around Dixon. On the drive, floats it up, foul, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
They're going to get Dixon on that. Kind of whacked him on the side of the head, the ref is saying.
Second against Dixon, 15 foul. And it's Benson Reese to the line to shoot a big pair.
Reese, a great free throw shooter.
Hits the first. Sam Cromanhook, Jaron Hall in, Caleb Johnson, Abe Durant to the bench for Maple Mountain. 6:24 to go. Reese's free throws up, and he missed it. Rebound goes to Cromanhook. The calm and collected Jaron Hall has the basketball for Maple Mountain. Gets it to Dixon in the high post. Dixon goes to the basket, gets a shot blocked by Schofield. Gets it to Cromanhook, back out to Hall, and Maple Mountain will reset.
Well, I think Maple Mountain needs to take it right at Schofield, see if you can get that fourth foul.
Poulsen in the corner to Anderson. Anderson to the basket, lays it up, blocked by Bowman.
Oh.
And a foul as Bryson Anderson went in for the shoestring tackle. Well, I make it sound like he intentionally went for the tackle, but it's kind of what happened. Good block there by Bowman. On the Car Guys instant replay, and it's getting a little physical out there. The final 5:52 to go. And Jesse Roberts and Spanish Fork wants to get a timeout in.
Slow things down and talk about it.
Be a full timeout. We do want to thank the Car Guys at 872 North Main Street in Spanish Fork for sponsoring tonight. Car Guys Instant Replay. You can visit the Car Guys website, thecarguysut.net, or give them a call at 801-794-0077. You can go car shopping right from their website, look over inventory, and request more information from the website.
You know, we need to get Tums to sponsor us because my belly is hurting right now. This is an intense basketball game.
Outside of that, Jerry, I think we're going to need blood pressure, machines, and because I really think the first quarter my blood pressure's fine. We get in the fourth quarter of these games, I think my blood pressure spikes about 30 points.
It does. Where's the medic when you need one?
The good news is the trainer for Spanish Fork's sitting right there, so something happens, we have some medical help.
Good thing, because my heart can't take this.
An exciting finish. It's geared up to be 5:50 to go. 16 fouls for Maple Mountain, 5 for Spanish Fork. Each team with at least 3 timeouts. So plenty of timeouts for each team. So sit back and let's enjoy a good finish here.
You know, one thing I don't want to see at the end of this ball game is something affected by the officials.
Cromanhook reaches in to get the steal, and they're going to say just got a little too much contact.
And as soon as I say that, an official injects himself into the game.
And that's the 7th against Maple Mountain, so now Spanish Fork's in the bonus, and Hunter Schofield heading to the line. He's got 16 after the free throw.
But this has been a great ball game by both teams. You know, I want to see a clear winner with no doubt.
And Schofield hits a big pair for the Dons and puts Spanish Fork back up 4.
Now you think about it too. They play each other again at the end. At least this is Maple Mountain's last region game. So this could be another battle.
Poulsen around money, and there's going to be a foul. And it's going to go.
That's going to go on Benson Reese, his first.
And the 16th foul. So the next foul against Spanish Fork, and both teams are going to be in the bonus the rest of the way. Dixon inbounds. Hall right underneath the basket for the easy layup.
Breakdown by Spanish Fork.
And now Maple Mountain's going to give a little bit of a kind of a press look, pick up like a full court man. They're going to try to trap in the backcourt. Reese gets it, and Spanish Fork clears.
Well, the problem with pressing is
Anderson with the bank shot is good.
You can leave a wide open basket if you don't get back. Oh, I thought he traveled right there. Got to be careful, Anderson.
Poulsen pulls up. couldn't get it to go. No foul call on the contact. And now Spanish Fork with a 4-point lead, a chance to possibly slow this game down a little bit.
You know, Polson trying to create his own shot. He's been better this game being fed the ball. So maybe come off a screen at the three-pointer, get it off of the screen and shoot it quickly.
Bowman with the basketball. Benson Reese guarded by Dixon. Gets it over to Taylor Anderson. Spanish Fork might be content just slowing this game down. Money in the corner. They'll move it back to the top. And we're going to get a foul here.
Is that going to go on Dixon again?
And the foul will go against Jake Dixon. That's the third. So now it's going to send Benson Reese to the free throw line. Abe Durant and Sam Cromanhook to the bench for Maple Mountain.
So Coach Averett always switches Durant for Cromanhook, switching offense for defense, with Durant being slightly better at offense.
And Reese hits the first free throw.
So 15 points for Reese, who averages 14 per contest.
Reese's free throw is good as well. He's now got 16. And a 6-point lead for Spanish Fork. Jaron Hall with the basketball at the top. Hall goes around the screen, gets it over to Durant. Durant to Anderson. Anderson around Bowman. Leaves it for Durant inside. Shot is up. And a foul is going to go, I believe, against Schofield. And if that is Schofield, that's going to be his fourth. And it is.
No. That is bad news. But with 4 minutes left, I think you might be able to keep him in. But can he pull himself back? You think? I mean, that's going to be what Coach Roberts has to decide.
Durant misses the first free throw.
It looks like Coach Roberts will pull out Schofield.
Coach Averett and his staff there on the screen. Decision time. You have to figure out exactly how you try to cut into this lead, and making your free throws would be crucial. Durant hits the second. 58-53. Bowman finds Anderson inside, knocking it.
Durant gets it down low.
Durant knocks it out.
That's what us little guys have to do, because we can't play above the rim.
Reset to inbound, gets it into Anderson. Taylor Anderson, number 2 with it.
Dixon with the tight defense.
Reese back out to Money. Here's Parker Bowman. Bowman spinning past Polson. Taylor Anderson, number 2 with it. Hall almost knocked it free. Connor Anderson with the basketball. Gets it back up to Reese, the point guard, and he'll pull it back out here with 3:23 to go. Almost knocked away. And here's a chance for 3. Reese got it.
Good. Benson Reese.
19 points, and now with 3:17 to go, it's a 61-53 lead.
Benson Reese, the sniper, with 4 threes.
He has come alive here in the second half. And now, Jerry, the big question is, we see on the Car Guys instant replay, buries the 3. If you're Coach Averett at Maple Mountain, how do you stop it?
Well, I don't know, because they've got their best defender, Dixon, on him. They get screened off. Spanish Fork's offense right now working really well, as we saw at the end of the third, so they can get that three-pointer by Reese, freeing him up, and then right here, just freeing him up for another 3.
So right now, as the Spanish Fork student section chanting, "Why so quiet?" 3:17 to go. You have to think probably going press and probably looking to try to open up some good looks from maybe Cade Polson.
Well, they tried the press, but Spanish Fork broke it easily and got an easy 2. So what is the answer?
Polson almost turned it over against Money. Drives down the baseline, floats it up. No, didn't go.
You know, and that's Cade Polson trying to do a little too much. That has to be a double dribble.
Or a travel jump ball, possession arrow favoring Spanish Fork. It almost looked like his foot kind of came up, his pivot foot there for a second. Parker Bowman set to inbound. Gets it in Reese, and Dixon immediately with the foul.
Well, that's 3 on Dixon. 4 on Dixon, excuse me.
And now you send Benson Reese to the free throw line.
He's been 100%. No, he missed one. He did miss one.
Reese with 19 points, majority of those coming here in the second half. And the free throw is good.
He will get one more. I think Coach Averett will leave Dixon in because he's his best defender. And Benson Reese, you got to have some way to shut him down.
Reese hits the free throw. It's a 10-point lead for Spanish Fork.
You know, but you can't double team him because you'll leave Bowman open. And here comes Schofield into the ball game. Don't want to leave him open either.
Hall looking for something to do with the basketball. Gets it to Polson. Polson gets a guy in the air. He's fouled. Almost gets the 3 to go.
So is he in front of the three-point line? They're giving him. That's going to be on Bowman. They're giving him 3 shots.
As we'll see here on the Car Guys instant replay. Yep, well behind the 3-point line. Close.
He skirted it.
Our producer Andy doing a good job of freeze framing that for us, so we appreciate that. As Polson
missed the first one.
Couldn't get the first to go.
10-point lead for Spanish Fork. Free throws are huge.
Polson's second is good. You're scoring with the clock stopped, and that's one of the reasons why this is so important, is because the more points you can score with that clock stopped, the better.
Now Schofield back in the game. If I'm Maple Mountain, I'm going right at Schofield.
And here is the free throw. Is good by Cade Polson. Croman Hook and Jason Money back in.
So Croman Hook comes in for his defense. Look for him to be down low, help out down low on Schofield.
Bowman gets it in. Reese back to Bowman. Over to Schofield. Spanish Fork breaks the press.
He didn't see Money. Money was wide open under the basket.
Reese will pull it back out. 2:24 to go. Spanish Fork trying to hold on and get a big one in this rivalry game. Taylor Anderson down the lane. Gets it back out. Croman Hook almost with the steal. Taylor Anderson to the basket, and a foul is going to be called, I believe, against Bryson Anderson.
I think that's Anderson or Hall. He can get either one for that because both of them are reaching in. So Anderson's third.
And now the 10th team foul against Maple Mountain. So automatic 2 free throws now for fouls, and Taylor Anderson hits the first.
So Taylor Anderson matching his average of 9. Gets one more.
A switch for offense for defense as Abe Durant back in. Croman Hook to the bench. And he misses the second one. A big miss at the line there. Maple Mountain needs to score and score quickly.
You know, I would try and get the ball into Bryson Anderson's hand.
Anderson was wide open on a cut. Polson for 3. That one is off. Rebound goes to Parker Bowman. Loose ball is going to be picked up by Dixon.
Oh, Dixon.
Hall with the basketball. Here's Dixon.
Scrum.
Tries to get around Bowman, puts it inside, loose ball.
That will be a jump ball.
Tie up, and the possession arrow favors Maple Mountain. 1:46 to go in the fourth quarter.
So refs letting them play just a little bit here in the fourth quarter. Keeping their whistles in their pockets. As long as it doesn't get too far out of control.
Dixon gets it in. Durant, that's the 5th foul against Schofield.
My goodness, is that on Schofield?
And I don't think it was a foul that he needed there.
He didn't.
I think if he just lets Durant go, Durant misses the shot anyway.
Well, with a 9-point lead, let it happen and then go get your points on offense.
Instead, Hunter Schofield will go to the bench. It will be Connor Anderson back in.
And 1:43, that's a lot of time to not have your prolific scorer on the court.
And we've seen this Maple Mountain team play from behind before this year. Durant hits the big free throw. Cuts the lead to 8. Durant's second rolls in.
And you'll see Croman Hook check in for him now to play some defense. So strategy by Coach Averett.
Bowman set to inbound, gets it into Taylor Anderson.
Full court press.
And Hall, they're going to say, gets the foul with the block.
Oh, they got him for a foul? Okay. I thought it was just out of bounds.
And so Hall will.
Anderson, not the guy you want to foul. I think if I'm Maple Mountain, I'd leave Connor Anderson open and then maybe foul him.
Taylor Anderson at the line. His first one is up and good.
So after going 50%, he hits that one.
65-57, 1:41 to go, fourth quarter. The second one is good as well. Taylor Anderson with 11 points. A 9-point lead here for Spanish Fork. Polson thought about the
score
three.
Fast.
Steps in, couldn't get the layup to go. Money pulls the rebound. Reese with it, gets it over to Bowman. Bowman over
That's
to
who you want to
Money.
foul, right? Oh.
Taylor Anderson back over to Reese. Reese with the basketball.
This is where you foul.
Anderson with it, and it's turned over, and that's going to go to Maple Mountain with 1:15 to go.
I guess they're not thinking about fouls right now. I am.
You need points, and you need points very, very quickly. Hall picks up the basketball. 1:12 to play, fourth quarter. Kromenhoek, back cut. Here's Hall for three. Fouled, and he's going to the line.
Fouled on the follow-through by Taylor Anderson.
Both teams in the double bonus, but now you send
That's
a good
three. That should be three shots for Jaron Hall.
And now you send probably one of the best free throw shooters Maple Mountain has to the line.
That would drive a coach crazy right there.
And Hall hits the first. .106 to go, fourth quarter. Hall set for his second is good as well.
He's a primetime player. Nothing rattles Jaron Hall.
Coach Averett right there trying to make some decisions here late in this one. Hall's free throw here could cut it to a two-possession game. And he missed it. Rebound, tipped around. Bowman controls for Spanish Fork. And Spanish Fork's going to have to use a timeout.
Smart timeout with 1 minute left to go and a 7-point lead. Don't want to take any chances on turning that ball over.
So, I mean, at this point, Jerry, you take a look at it. You have a minute to go. What are you drawing up here for Coach Averett?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Spanish Fork does not have Schofield on the court. I would leave either Connor Anderson open or maybe Jason Money and hopefully get a foul on them, send them to the line, and pray they miss.
Now, a win here, the winner.
What is that nonsense going on the court? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
That is
a little tension relief from this game for me. Sorry,
yeah.
I was a little distracted. I needed that.
No, hey, that's okay. Like we said, our blood pressure, I think, might be a little up right now.
It is.
But
my boss is sitting here right next to me. He's thinking, what an idiot.
You take a look at this. Spanish Fork wins in first place. Maple Mountain could potentially, depending on what happens,
drop to fourth potentially.
Potentially drop to fourth. So
with big games coming up, they got a rematch versus Provo. That should be an easy win. But then Salem Hills, up to this point, not saying they're losing this game, but or their only loss so far.
Money set to inbound for Spanish Fork. He's got to get it in pretty quick, and he does. There's Argyle. It's Reese now with the basketball, turns it over. Polson's fouled, and he's heading to the free throw line with 55 seconds to go.
So that foul on Reese, I believe that's only his second.
It's going to be the third personal on Reese is what they announced.
Oh, third.
And Polson's heading the line for two. You see there on the Car Guys instant replay, and this is the thing what Maple Mountain's done at times this year. They have forced turnovers late in the ballgame.
Cardiac Kids.
Polson's free throw. Good as it rolled around and then finally went down. I have Polson with 26 on the night.
I do too. Kate Polson, had a few blocks in the first quarter. Was having an all-around great game. still having an all-around great game.
And now it's a 5-point game. Kromenhoek out, Durant in.
You know, having a great game, but at times I think he tried to push too much. He tried to do too much. Rely on your teammates. And now you have to foul. Find somebody.
Reese, here's Taylor Anderson. And that ball's lost out of bounds to Maple Mountain.
Oh my goodness.
And now a huge eruption because a basket here could make it a one-possession game for Maple Mountain.
So now Coach Roberts brings his defensive specialist in Connor Anderson.
Jaron Hall into the front court. 44 seconds to play. Hall with the basketball. Here's Polson. Got him in the air. Throws up a three. No foul. Anderson, the putback is
Anderson
good.
Cleans it up.
Bryson Anderson, a big basket there. And now it's a 3-point game with 36 seconds to go. Fasten your seatbelts, everyone. We're not done yet.
You know, that in the corner, you have to call something. Either a charge because Polson leaned into, or a foul on the shot right there.
And there's no way that's a charge. Both of the Spanish Fork players there, sorry to cut you off, but both of them are like this. They're arched over. And every time a defender's arched over, you're going to get the foul. You have to be straight up. So right there, I was surprised that was a very strong no call.
I was shocked too, but Maple Mountain still got 2 points out of that.
A new life from the right side of our gym here where we're sitting. And I think
look at all the ties. I mean, ties around their necks.
Maple Mountain
keeping it classy.
Definitely wins best dress tonight.
I guess. I don't know about the cutoff sleeves though.
Excitement on one side of the gym. The other one seems to be kind of in
and it looks like Spanish Fork on their side of the gym are going with flannel. Kind of country boy chic.
Jason Money set to inbound for Spanish Fork. 36.1 on the clock. Money gets it into Taylor Anderson.
They're going to try to trap him.
Here's Reese with the basketball. Tries to spin around. Polson went for the steal, didn't get it. Here's Parker Bowman. Bowman tries to attack the basket. Drops it back out to Reese, and they'll foul Reese.
He does foul him. And Jake Dixon gives him a little love tap. You know, these teams know each other really well. These guys have been playing each other for, I don't know, 7th grade, 6th, no, probably 3rd grade.
Probably, and so a lot of these guys know each other
Good
very
friends.
well.
Good friends.
One
on the court.
Yep. And the first free throw is good.
So 2-possession game. Big free throw for Benson Reese. 22 points. He has been the workhorse for Spanish Fork.
Reese at the line. The second one is good as well. 23 for Reese tonight. Hall will pick up the basketball. Cross the half-court mark. Looking to do something with it. Pops up a three. And hits it.
Big-time three by Jaron Hall.
And now it's a 2-point game. Timeout Golden Eagles with 15 seconds to go. And a complete kind of shock from the Spanish Fork sideline and from the student section.
And by me. Oh, my gosh.
Breathe, Jerry. In and out. As we'll see on the Car Guys instant replay, Hall just steps up and hits that three.
He just elevated. There's no way anyone was going to get a piece of that one. And look, just calm, cool, and collected after the shot. Like it's no big deal.
And now you have to really think here.
I'd be high-fiving myself. Shoot.
If you're Spanish Fork, the pressure's on because you got to get the ball in and not turn the ball over. Which they haven't had. They've done quite well breaking the Maple Mountain press. But you're also going to have to hit clutch free throws now as well.
It's been close a few times. Maple Mountain has almost, they bring that surprise double team from across the court when their back is turned. Just the type of ball game I would expect for the number 1 and number 2 teams in Region 8.
Maple Mountain comes out with Jaron Hall, Jake Dixon, Bryson Anderson, Abe Durant, and Cade Polson. Spanish Fork will come out with Taylor Anderson, Connor Anderson, Parker Bowman, Jason Money, and Benson Reese.
These two Spanish Fork teams are big time. Big time.
Anderson, a foul by Hall in the backcourt.
Big time programs.
And the third foul against Jaron Hall.
So only 2 seconds burned off the clock.
And Taylor Anderson here has a couple of big free throws coming his way here. He's got 11 points on the night.
I think Spanish Fork only has one timeout left, if I'm correct.
And he hits the big first one for Taylor Anderson.
Still a one possession. I think you don't have to settle for a three if you're Maple Mountain right now.
And Anderson missed the second. Hall gets the rebound. Timeout, Golden Eagles. A three-point game with 12 seconds to play. And here it is.
I couldn't ask for a better game. This is so amazing. Both teams working their butts off.
I would say, Jerry, we have close to a capacity crowd here at Maple Mountain High School tonight. There is not many seats. People are standing in the gym areas around. There's the student section is packed, jammed, and now we got 12.8 seconds. And this might be bad of me to think, Jerry. I kind of want this game to go to overtime with how excited it is.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Oh, what a way to start the weekend.
A Friday night for all these students here in the Spanish Fork area. Now, if you're Maple Mountain, probably going to open up a three here, is my guess. Probably what Coach Averett's going to draw up. 12 seconds. I will remember to breathe myself here. And now Spanish Fork is going to have to play defense here and try to keep a good look away from Cade Polson.
So I tell you, you got 4 great three-point shooters out there for Maple Mountain. Jake Dixon, this game has not been
Hall with the basketball.
Scorer that
10 seconds to shoot. Hall gets a screen. Try to look to get somebody. Dixon on the back cut and lays it in.
There, as soon as I say that, Dixon for 2. So look for Maple Mountain immediately foul with 3 seconds.
The thing is, you did take a lot of time off the clock there doing that.
So I thought Jaron Hall would rise up again, but he looked for the pass off to Dixon, and then out of instinct saw Jake Dixon cutting and just gave it to him, not realizing that there's only 3 seconds left on the clock.
I think originally he was trying to hit Polson on that on the screen, but then Dixon was the guy wide open. And there, if you're Spanish Fork defensively,
that's exactly what you wanted.
That makes great sense. Hey, let him take it too.
So Spanish Fork has to foul immediately, and then it's going to come down to a three-quarter, maybe half-court shot.
So now a big defensive play, 69-68. I don't think you could ask for a more exciting game. We told everyone, get ready. This was going to be a great bowl game. And Maple Mountain, once again, showing that they can come from behind and try to win a game late.
Buckle up, Chuck. 3.8 seconds left.
My seatbelt's fastened. I might need an airbag or something in front of me here. 69-68. Jason Money to inbound for Spanish Fork. Trying to get it in. It's
he turns it over.
Dixon's got it. It's Polson.
Oh, he's fouled with 6 seconds to go. Are you kidding me?
And now Polson going to the line with a chance to win the game. And Cade Polson with a stunned look on his face. And students from Spanish Fork are beginning to throw some things here. Jaron Hall is telling all the students, hey, calm down.
You don't want to throw stuff on the court with assistant principal Matt Christensen there.
And
he'll find you.
He immediately picked up the hat and started looking to who threw it.
He wants to know who it is. I wouldn't fess up.
Polson at the line for a big 2. This one to tie. It's up.
Oh,
and he missed it.
You may get your wish of overtime. Are you kidding me?
And now the Spanish Fork bench better watch out as well.
Spanish Fork calls a timeout. They want to ice him.
Right now, here we go.
They want to try and ice him.
Cade Polson's going to have a huge free throw, and he has a stone-cold look on his face right now.
I think he's going to get this one, and I think you're going to get your wish.
Oh, man.
Overtime.
What an exciting game here. 0.6 seconds on the clock. Cade Polson's going to try to go to tie the game with a free throw, and I don't want to put more pressure on it. Luckily, I don't think Cade Polson can hear this, but this might be, arguably, Jerry, the biggest free throw of his life.
I think so. It's the biggest free throw of my life. Shoot.
I am on the edge of my seat here as our whole Spanish Fork Community Network team, some are smiling, some are shaking their heads. I'm sure our producer, Andy's just loving every minute of this. So here we go. Polson at the free throw line. 0.6 on the clock. One side of the gym going nuts, the other one quiet. Polson's free throw to tie the game is up.
It's
good with
0.6
0.6 to go.
seconds. Spanish Fork has a chance to tie it with a long shot.
The shot is up.
No good.
And short. We're going to overtime.
We are going to overtime. Thanks to Ryan Pickens.
And you know what, Jerry? If that's the way it goes, I'm happy with this right now. We're heading to overtime on the Spanish Fork Community Network. We're going to take a break because I need to rest my voice because I got 4 minutes to go here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. At the end of 4, we're tied at 69 as it was the turnover by Jake Dixon and the foul here that sent Polson to the line. He would make 1 and 2, and we're heading to overtime on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
Auto, home, commercial, and so much more.
We had a devastating fire. I called Tim at 4 a.m. and he came over and American Family Insurance took care of everything.
We suffered water damage in our home. Tim and American Family Insurance took care of everything. American Family rated policy purchase experience.
Let my family help your family. Save money on your insurance needs.
American Family Insurance.
The start of overtime here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. We're tied at 69. Ryan Pickens and Jerry Huffman. And the tip is won and controlled by Spanish Fork.
You know, that fifth foul by Hunter Schofield, I didn't think it was gonna be an issue. But now we're in overtime.
At a new resurgent live from the Maple Mountain student section. Here's Reese with the basketball, number 4, guarded by Dixon. Over to Taylor Anderson. Anderson trying to go around Hall. Parker Bowman on the drive. Kicks it out to Reese. Dixon will come out and guard Reese here.
Dixon with, I believe he has 4 fouls.
Yeah, I have him with 4. Bowman set, trying to get around Anderson on the drive. The kick, here's Connor Anderson. Bowman will come back and get it. 3:16 to go. Spanish Fork content to control the possession. They're waiting for a good shot. Reese back to Taylor Anderson, number 2. Anderson, Reese, Bowman, Money, and Connor Anderson on the floor. And right now, Spanish Fork just going to pull it out here.
I don't understand I guess I do understand the strategy. Without their big scorer inside, Spanish Fork wants this to be as low scoring overtime session as they can get it.
And you have to wonder here when Maple Mountain might just start putting some pressure. Hall against Taylor Anderson. Anderson trying to get around Hall. Almost threw it away, but Reese was there. 2:33 to go in the overtime.
You know, this is one of the reasons I would love to have a shot clock on high school basketball. After such an intense, regular time, to slow it down in overtime like this.
Parker Bowman trapped in the corner. Reese comes and gets it. 2:14 to go in the overtime. Spanish Forks had the ball for the entire overtime session. Jason Money with the basketball. Over to Reese. Money cuts to the high post. Reese pulls it out. 2 minutes to go here on the overtime. Bowman with the basketball, looking to get around Bryson Anderson. That one's nearly stolen away. There's going to be a push against Jake Dixon, and that will be his 5th, and Dixon will foul out of the game.
Well, I think you'll get Cromanhook in here for Dixon, or maybe Garrett Griffin.
So Jake Dixon, 4 points on the night, made a big impact defensively, and now at 2 shots is going to send Brandon Reese to the free throw line.
Looks like Griffin will be coming in for Dixon.
154.
Dixon, not a high-scoring night, but I tell you, he played his defense as good as on Benson Reese. I mean, he played him tight, but Benson Reese still able to score 23 points.
And right now, a conversation going on between Spanish Forks head coach and the officials. Jake Dixon turned and said something to one of the students, and Reese hits the first free throw. Reese now, I have him for 24 points on the night.
The last 5 shots were free throws.
And the Dons have a 1-point lead with 1:54 to go. Reese's free throw on the way is good. 25 for Reese. Maple Mountain basketball, 2-point game. 1:50 to go in the overtime. Hall has the basketball. Over to Garrett Griffin. Griffin goes around his screen. Here's
Oh,
Kromenhoek.
they missed Anderson cutting to the basket.
Polson guarded by Jason Money. Polson going to the basket, drops it for Kromenhoek. Back out, Hall for three in the lead.
Oh,
Got it!
Jaron Hall.
Hall hits a big
kidding
one.
me?
1 point lead for Maple Mountain. Spanish Fork can slow it up here with 1:20.
You know, Benson Reese saying, we're okay, we're okay. Great leadership by Benson Reese right there.
Bowman with the basketball, throws it away. Here comes Cade Polson, who will slow it up. And now Spanish Fork's going to have to be forced to foul eventually.
Now Maple Mountain will slow it down.
And you have the guy with the basketball is exactly who you want right now in
And
Cade Polson.
Money, I believe, has 4 fouls. So he needs to be careful. He's played great defense on Cade Polson.
Polson backs it out. 46 on the clock. They're going to have to foul him sooner or later, I would think, here.
I mean, he'll just run out the clock.
Money playing close enough to start a 5-second call. Polson dribbles in the corner. Here comes the trap double team. Garrett Griffin will hold it back to
Right
Polson.
back.
30 seconds, reaches in, and Money fouled him. And a big foul there. I can see the aggressive
with
play.
the loud crowd, I didn't hear the whistle. I was wondering what happened. Oh, that's only 4 on Money.
On Jason Money.
So Polson gets 2 shots.
And
But
now
that will give Spanish Fork the ball with a chance to tie if he makes one of these.
as the Car Guys instant replay, Jaron Hall gives Maple Mountain a lead with the 3. Polson trying to extend the lead. The first one is good.
So 28 points for Cade Polson, I have him down here as.
We'd like to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring all of our instant replays and MVP Sports. For our MVP Sports Player of the Game, Cade Polson trying to win that award tonight, and he gives Maple Mountain a 3-point lead.
And lets out a big bolt of energy right there. So look for Benson Reese. I think he will. I mean, he's been big for 3-pointers. I would watch an inside-out game. I think they've got to give it to Benson Reese.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing Jesse Roberts doesn't have a ton of options on the court. But yeah, you have Hunter Schofield out of the game with 5. That was a huge foul out at this point. I love that point you mentioned earlier, Jerry. But yeah, I think Benson Reese has to be the guy.
But I tell you what, Taylor Anderson as well. I would love, if I'm Spanish Fork, I would love the ball in his hands as well too. Both of them shoot really well from the 3-point line.
And right now,
you say double overtime, I will smack you.
I don't know if I have the voice for double overtime, Jerry. I think I'm at about 80% on my voice charge bar. It's a good thing. Good thing tomorrow's Saturday. I can just kind of rest and get my voice back. But right now, you look at that Maple Mountain bantering back and forth the 2 student sections. Maple Mountain saying, "Why so quiet now?" That was something that Spanish Fork asked them earlier after the Dons took the big lead. And Maple Mountain just fought their way back.
Wow. That's all I can say. 3 letters. Wow.
I'm really not surprised anymore at this Maple Mountain team. Like, until that clock shows 0-0, I don't think the game's over.
You can't count them out, but I wouldn't count Spanish Fork out here either. Especially with Anderson and Reese on the court.
Taylor Anderson with the ball. Argyle in the ball game as well. Reese the
rises
tie.
up.
Missed it.
So
Polson
good.
with the board.
And they will foul immediately.
And if foul's going to be Tanner Argyle, and Polson heads to the line for 2 with a chance to make it a 2-possession game.
Polson has a chance to put it away right here.
And it's going to be Tanner Argyle's first.
You know, it's a shame that somebody has to lose this ball game. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, really, when you evaluate both teams' performance, it's going to be one team 10, the other probably a 9.9.
Oh, my goodness.
Cade Polson at the line for 2. First one's up and good. And it's a 2-possession game.
2 possession now and 29 points now for Cade Polson.
Polson with a stone-cold look of confidence, and Maple Mountain wants to talk about it here with 14.6. Still plenty of time to go for Spanish Fork.
It is. I mean, I think it was this same 4 points with 14 seconds for Maple Mountain at the end of the 4th.
And I mean, right now, when you take a look at this, Polson makes the free throw. it's a 5-point game. If you're Coach Averett, do you consider fouling and just putting Spanish Fork on the line, or do you let it play out?
I don't know, because I think Spanish Fork still has the size advantage. You make one, you go for the miss on the second one, hoping for a tip in to tie it up. Right now, I think you just play it straight up. They can shoot that three-pointer.
Make somebody step up and hit a big shot under a lot of pressure. I think I agree with you, Jerry. It's Anderson or it's going to be Reese probably getting the shot here.
I think it's going to go to Anderson this time, because I think Maple Mountain is collapsing on Reese right now, leaving Anderson open on the wing.
Maple Mountain will clear the key on the free throw. What I mean by that, they're not going to put anybody down in the lane to go for the rebound. They're going to pull everybody back, put them on defense. Spanish Fork is interesting to see. They're putting one guy back on the other free throw line, one guy at about half court, and only putting 3 in the lane, as you can see here on our picture. 14.6. Polson a chance to make it a 5-point game, and the free throw is good. Up ahead, it's going to be Reese with the basketball.
Even 30 points.
Reese over
there
to Anderson for 3, short, and there's going to be a foul.
And it looks like a push is going to be called on Maple Mountain.
I believe they're going to get Garrett Griffin.
But that was Taylor Anderson taking that 3-point shot.
And they got Garrett Griffin for his second.
So he gets sent to the line for 2. I think you make both of these and you foul immediately and hope Maple Mountain misses both of theirs.
Argyle hits the first. Tanner Argyle makes it a 4-point game. Griffin out, Abe Durant in for Maple Mountain.
So I got that as the first point for Tanner Argyle. That can't be true.
I have that as well.
Okay. Tanner Argyle, usually the spark off the bench for Spanish Fork.
As the free throw comes, and he missed it. Rebound tipped out of bounds to Maple Mountain with 5.1.
It looks like that
foul's
going to be called on Connor Anderson, number 32. That's his 4th. As he gives Bryson Anderson a little love tap underneath, and he will go to the line.
And a chance here. Abe Durant actually going to the line.
Abe Durant wanting to pad his stats right here.
And a chance with 5.1, but the Golden Eagles are, as Durant misses the first, and that's big. 5 seconds, so Spanish Fork's going to have to move very quickly because it is a 2-possession game.
You know, even if he made both of them, it would still be a 2-possession game. Just 2 threes instead of a 3 and a 2. And now it's a 3 and a 2 needed to be made. Reese comes down, launches just off the mark, and that is the ball game.
And Maple Mountain has won 77-72.
That is one of the best basketball games I have ever seen in my life.
And it's hard because one team's really happy and the other probably feels a little, I don't want to say let down, but definitely a little like we had this game won and we let them right back in.
You know, and both teams can say that, though. Maple Mountain early on had this team won and let Spanish Fork back in. Spanish Fork had this game won and let Maple Mountain back in. So the matchup at the end of region is going to be huge, I think. I think these 2 teams here will continue fighting for the 1 and 2 spot in Region 8.
And right now, the Maple Mountain players will go celebrate with the students. We're going to take a break on the Spanish Fork Community Network, come back, and we'll wrap this one up. Our final score, Maple Mountain 77, Spanish Fork 72. You're watching the Spanish Fork Community Network.
My name is Karma Karsten, the owner of Maple Creek Home Health and Hospice. I've been a nurse for over 30 years and provided hospice care to patients and their families in Utah County as well as Salt Lake County.
I'm Loretta Williams, and this is my mother. If it wasn't for Karma, I don't know where we'd be.
Anyone that comes my way, I've already told them they should see Karma.
If you or a loved one are facing a terminal illness, give
Fresh cut lettuce, perfectly sized vegetables, all the things you need for a fine salad. Fresh baked breads and pastries, cinnamon rolls to drool for, home-styled sandwiches that will please any appetite. Is this some new gourmet restaurant in town? Nope, it's all right here at the Dugout. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Dugout hits a home run. The Dugout, located next to the ballpark and the fairgrounds.
Welcome back to Maple Mountain High School, where it is an exciting atmosphere here. The celebration has begun for the Golden Eagles as they defeat crosstown rival Spanish Fork 77-72, making it a sweep tonight for the Golden Eagles. The girls team winning the game earlier tonight, and then the boys coming up with, I don't even know where that win came from.
I don't either. It was sheer force of will. Sheer force of will.
When you take a look at that down the stretch, Hunter Schofield fouling out at the time, and with 2 minutes to go, Spanish Fork has a 6 to 8 point lead. I was like, well, it's not going to matter too much, I wouldn't think. Oh boy, was I wrong.
If this is in Spanish Fork's house, I think it goes the other way, and we will have that matchup, and that's going to be exciting as well.
That's going to be coming up here in a month from now, around a month or so, when Maple Mountain makes the crosstown trek over to Spanish Fork. Just such a great game tonight. You look at a couple of the guys who had great games tonight, our MVP Sports, MVP of the game, and when we look at Spanish Fork, first off, when you look to their offense, a guy who comes in scoring well, has a quiet first half,
unstoppable,
and then he explodes in the second half.
That's the only thing I can say for this kid is he was unstoppable.
Benson Reese had 26 points. He's our Spanish Fork MVP Sports Player of the Game. Now, on the other hand, though,
he was so much fun to watch.
We talked about it in the pregame, Jerry. We talked about Cade Polson against Hunter Schofield. I guess the matchup we really should have talked about tonight was Cade Polson against Benson Reese.
Yes.
Because when you look at the game Cade Polson comes out, has 13 points in the first quarter. Then we kind of see him kind of tail off, and then all of a sudden, that fourth quarter,
he shines once again.
He comes back on.
But big-time plays by prime-time players. You got Jaron Hall rising up for that three-pointer. He was way over Taylor Anderson to take that three-point shot, contested. But I think when it comes down to it, with 30 points, the MVP Sports MVP of the game for Maple Mountain has to go to Cade Polson. 30 points is just undeniable. With the defense that he played in the first quarter, he had 2 huge blocks to start the game. Just the defense that he also played, but 30 points. And free throws, icing the game at the end. Undeniably, it has to go to Cade Polson. When
you look at that performance, that's a performance that you're going to look back on if you're Cade Polson and say, okay, I can step up, I can make plays when they matter most.
Well, and with Cade Polson, the higher the pressure, the better he performs. And that's just his modus operandi,
Special teams have a way of finding a way to get it done. And Jerry, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think we're witnessing a special team this year that's playing very well, and they're finding ways to get it done on a variety of stages. They're finding ways to get it done, in a game in which we're just going to kind of open it up and just kind of run away with, and then we're going to, we're down big time. We're down almost double digits, and we're going to find a way to come from behind and win.
Well, even better, Cade Polson and Jaron Hall, they're juniors. They're just juniors. So one more year for those two.
What a game we had. Maple Mountain winning 77-72.
How's the voice? Coming back a little bit?
It's surviving. We'll put it that way.
I took my headphones off at the end of the fourth quarter, and I had to put them back on. I almost went deaf. The crowd noise was just unbelievable.
Unbelievably loud tonight. A great win for Maple Mountain over crosstown rival Spanish Fork. We do want to thank tonight's sponsors one final time before we sign off. MVP Sports, who of course sponsor our MVP Sports Player of the Game tonight. Has great performances from players tonight to win those awards, and also the Car Guys for sponsoring our Car Guys Instant Replay. You can catch replays of this game and a lot of our other games on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. We thank you so much tonight for tuning in on Spanish Fork 17 for Maple Mountain against Spanish Fork. Both the girls and the boys games. It's a clean sweep for the Eagles, just like Jaron Hall had a clean sweep of the net on that three. And what a game for these two players tonight. But tonight, Maple Mountain able to find a way as Hall hits one final three. 77-72 your final. from Maple Mountain High School, I'm Ryan Fickens wishing you a good night, and we will see you next time.
Hi, this is Paul Drockton with